Hello everybody, Jacob from Wager Me This here. Today's video, I got a $1,500 bankroll out here, 900 black and 500 green, 100 red. The idea in today's video is pretty simple. We're going to play a big 6 and 8 bet each one, and then what we're looking for is to use the 6 and 8 to power the rest of our box numbers. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a $90 6 and 8 out there, and with one hit, we'll win 105. We'll put a quarter on all the outsides, or the 4, 5, 9, 10, we'll call it. And then every time we hit the 6 and 8, we'll throw a quarter on each one of those, and it'll power those up. So every one of those will just collect. This can be a very effective way to play. Obviously, it's a big risk. Take a bankroll, right? You're putting $180 out there at risk. But like I said, shouldn't take very many rolls. Once you start really powering up them outsides, when they hit, they should pay off very well. Now, once you get to the point where the outside numbers are bigger than the 6 and 8, it might be time to start, playing the 6 and 8 or pumping it up, or that might be your indicator to reduce. Either way, it's a great play. So we'll do it both ways in this video. We're going to just sit here and throw them from the stickman spot. Box numbers are off. Let's set us a point. And we got a 3. That is not a point. But we'll use the 6 and 8 to power everything else, and we'll collect on the hits on those numbers. All right, we're working. We're on. Come on, 6 and 8. And there's a 9. Now, you could have instances where you don't roll these numbers. That's a thing that can happen. All right, there's an 8. This is going to win 105. Quarter on each one. Rack our nickel. All right, now we're across the numbers. So we've got a pretty nice 6 and 8. And the 10. Okay, that's a point made. We're going to win 50 for 1. Drop this, get 4 change. And 50. Remember, we collect on all the other numbers. All right, box numbers are off. And there's a 3 again. Here. 4. Okay, perfect. 5. Okay, that's a collector. That's going to win 35. I'm putting all the wins over there. That way we see what we win. And there's the 8 again. All right, that's going to win 105. We're going to spread it out. Rack our nickel. I think we had an extra nickel in there too, but that'll be fine. And the 8 again. All right, we're going to spread it out again. Now right here, this would be where it would try your patience or your resolve, because you just won $210 and you didn't rack any of it. So that's one of the interesting parts of this play, is that how far are you willing to take that without taking those money? Because you could run a run where you hit all 6 and 8s, right? That's up to you. I think you get it up to this point where everything's at 75, and so they're all basically equal bets. Then you make your choice, right? You say, okay, is it time to regress? What do I got over here in the rack? Remember, we got a quarter over there, so we got $100 made. So we're 80 in. You took it that way. You could pull those down. There's all kinds, and just play with these as profit bets. There's a lot of ways to do this. All right. Or you could say, once you get to this one, every roll after that, you just collect. That's also a really good way to do it. That's what we'll do here. Every roll now, we'll just collect. And there's the 6. That's not a 9. Popped up there on me. 105. We're just going to rack. until this one ends, which could be a lot of money. Or it could be done right here. And there's another 6. So if we were still pressing up, this would really be taken off, right? On our outsides, there's 105. Putting all the profit over here. First shooter, this might be the way to do it, right? Once you reach this level, just rack it up. All right, there's a 9. That's another 105. And there's an 8, hard 8, square pair. Another 105. And an 8 again, 6 deuce on the lean. Another 105. And there may be a point here where you decide, okay, that's enough 105s. Maybe I need to go up again. That's up to you. We're just going to collect it on out. And there's another 8, square pair. 8's full in these dice. Crushing it. And a 7. Okay, not bad. Probably did right. It looked probably about as effective as we could be. All right, what did we end up with? Remember, we had 180 invested. All right, so we got 500. Okay, we have 500, 1,000, 14, 19, 20, 2049. Not bad, up 549. And one shooter, that would be very acceptable. Acceptable outcome. Now, was that a pretty good roll? It was. Not necessarily the length of it, but the quality of it was very good. All right, let's do it again. Remember, we're going to do $90, 6 and 8. It's not going to work that well every time, guys. There's definitely going to be times where you may not even hit your 6 and 8 to get rolling. So, but after, if you did start that way and that was your first roll today, that would be fantastic, right? All right, let's go. We got a 7 on the come out. Not doing anything for us. And we got a 5. Okay, here we go. Now we're looking for a 6 and 8 to start spreading out again. This time, we won't quit spreading. We'll see how far it goes. Oh, PSO. Or not exactly a PSO, but basically. All right, there's 180 down. But now we did win 500 on the first roll. So that's, I mean, variance is going to be variance. All right, let's do it again. And you could ladder this if you really had the bankroll for it. Ladder it and it would be really nice. And there's a 12. First 12 we've seen. All right. And we got an 8. Okay, doesn't count for us yet, but it is a point. Here we go. Let's try to get that right back. And a 5. Okay, so this could happen where, you know, you roll 5, 6, 7 numbers and don't get your winner you need. And there's a 7. All right, so that was quick. 360 right back, right? That is going to be the roller coaster of this play. It is going to be very roller coastery, based in the idea of what we're trying to do. The highs are going to be real high. The lows are going to be minus 180. That's the one thing you can't lose more than that, right? Per shooter. So even though that's a lot, there's a 12. But the highs will be basically unlimited in a sense. But you have to hit the 6 and 8 to make it go. which is the case a lot of times. In most strategies that are light side, the 6 and 8 kind of drive them. There's an 8 will win 105, and it's not uncommon at all for the 8, 6, and 8 to be the driving force in strategies that are light side. All right, here we go. Box numbers are off. We got an 11. Come here, 11. And a 7. Nothing, not doing anything to us yet. We're going to be off until we got a point. There's our 5. All right. Now, same thing here. We're trying to build with the 6 and 8. We'll collect the others. 9. Okay, that's a collector. That's 35. At this lower level, the collection really isn't as valuable as pressing, right? This lower level, with what we're trying to do, there's an 8, hard 8, square pair. 105. We'll spread out again. There we go. Now they're a little more valuable, right? If we hit one of them outsides and we hit the dead middle one, the 7. Oh, let me leave this 180 out here, and we'll just drop 200 in black and get change. It'll be easier for me here. All right, 200. Put those back, the end of that shooter. 20 change. All right, try this again. If you could direct your shot at the 6 and 8, like you were that good, this could be really interesting. There's a long rollout 8. Here we go. We might try that a little bit. And right back. Different 8, but same result there. We're going to win 105. Rack our nickel. Box numbers are off. And the 9, okay. Taking off. Let's go. Let's get a couple 6 and 8s in a row. And then winners. Or a 7. All right, we're getting smacked around a little bit. Started out up 500. That's why you got to leave when you're winning, right? First shooter took off on us. Dropped 200. 20 and change. First shooter took off, and then now we're getting beat up. We need another takeoff shooter. We'll get one. There'll be one that goes 20 rolls, and we'll clean up. There's a 9. And an 11. Okay. And a 5. Let's get a 6. We haven't had a 6 in a while. And a 7. Okay. Swing and a miss. Drop 200. Uh-oh, starting to beat us up. 20 change. We're turning blacks into reds, and that's not the way you want to go. And there's the 5. All right, this is going to be the one. We're going to have a good run, and there's the 9. One good run with this strategy is all it takes, which is the case with a lot of light side plays, is one good run, and you get it. It'll be home. Maybe we had our good run in first shooter. That's brutal if it's the first shooter, because then you got to make that choice. All right, there's the 8. We'll win 105. Try this again. See if we can take off here. $5 so far in the profit box. Can we go bigger? And the 8 right back. Very nice. Let's do it again. Can we do it again? We'll have $10 in the profit box. All right. 6, where are you at, 6s? And there's a 12. There's 2 of them right there, right? 6s. There they are. And a 3. Those numbers are not helping us. And the 5, okay. Good one. We'll win 70. It's a collector. Remember, we collect on those numbers. All right. Box numbers are off. And we got the 4. All right. We're out on the 4. Come on now. And the 3. Okay. Oh, sorry, cat. Stepped on my cat a little bit. There's the hard 8 square pair. Perfect. We're going to spread it out again. Rack our $5. All right, we're at the green chip level again, or the black chip level. We haven't had a lot of 4 and 10 winners, which is odd. Usually get some. There's an 11. Remember, we're going to keep on going. Here, there's the 4. Spoke that into existence. All right, we'll drop $3 and get 150. That's a pretty good win. Box numbers are off. And we got the 6. There's the 6. I wonder where them 6s were. And the 8. Okay. Remember, we're going to press this. 105. Spread it out. So now we need some outside numbers to start hitting, so we can really take advantage of our aggressiveness here. We get a few of these to start popping. Now we're really going to make some money. And there's the 4. That's where we want to do it. Right, there's 100 on that 4, so we'll drop a nickel. We'll get 200. Repeat that 4 a few times. And there's the 8. We're going to press again. Now, with being down, you might want to quit here, right? You might want to be like, let's collect all our money. It's 300, 400, 450 almost in the rack profit, plus, $700 out there. Might be a time to think about getting your money off the board, but we're going to keep rolling because we're degenerate. And there's that 6, all right? Remember, we're going to press that. 105. Pretty healthy bets out there. All right, from $180 or $90 6 and 8. Box numbers will be off. And we got the yo. Box numbers are still off. And the 8. Okay. Remember, keep track of what you've got made and stuff. You might want to get your money off the table here. It would make sense, at least to cut that money in half. But we're going to rock. And the 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, outsiders. There we go. Hard 10, baby. 150. I'm going to trade that in, make it look right. All right, so we're going to have to drop $7. Drop 10. Get 3 change. 150 will pay 300. Watch out, cat. See, it just takes one good roll. Can we get another one? And there's a yo. And wow. But that was pretty good. I mean, you guys saw, hit a few of them. Remember, there's only $180 investment in this. So when it does take off, the high side of this is so high and goes up so quickly that when it does go, when you do get your moment in the sun there, it's going to pay off pretty well. All right, let's just see where we ended up after getting beat up for a few times, right? See if we made our money back or not. It's going to be close. All right, there's 1,500 we started with. So we're up 250. Yep, 254 exactly. All right, not bad. Let's run it again. Again, it's going to be based in how many opportunities you get at it, right? How many chances are you willing to take throwing at this to catch your one okay roll? Like that wasn't like a super long roll there. It was an okay roll. It was a winner. Let's do it again. All right, let's swap the dice just for funsies. All right, this time, guys, we're going to act like we have a stud shooter. All right, someone that can maybe hit 6 and 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to throw the 3V at it, pop some 6s and 8s, the goal. And there's a 10. Okay, that's a great start. We did get a point set. All right, remember, all 6s and 8s we're looking for. If we get anything else, fantastic. All right, 3V action. 5, okay. I'm going to have a killer roll, but there won't be no 6 and 8s because that's what I'm trying to roll. Oh, 5, 3, 8 on the leaner. On the old leaner there. That's a good one. What we're aiming for, right? $5 in the profit box. All right, here we go. Wow, wow. 7. Okay, try it again with our stud shooter, which is me. Maybe not as stud as might be implying. Drop 200. 20 change. All right, let's do it again. This time let's go. Let's just use a 3V. It's supposed to work. I don't ever shoot it. It's not really my style, but let's do it. And there's the 6, so that looked good. But we didn't get paid on that, right? All right, let's try it again. The first one was a free roll because we were up 250. So, hey, nice. That's what 3V is supposed to produce, right? Another 3V. Gonna win 105. I'll take that all day. Repeater 6, hard way at that. Very nice. $5 in the profit box. Box numbers are off. Okay, high bounce there. I don't like that. Got the old 3. The 3 was on the 3V. I don't know if that's the one I shot. That's what I'm going to shoot this time. And there's the 8. Okay, what we're supposed to make, right? Let's do it again. Oh, short roll. My table, if it dies a little right there, I guess from me just hitting that same spot all the time, I think. Because it didn't start like that when I first made it. It didn't start that way. But I think just enough time of me hitting in that same spots. All right, drop 200, get 20 change. Try this again. This time I'm going to just shoot my set. I'm going to shoot the 6542. See what it does. Just curious. Just for funsies. And there is a 516. Okay, that's a good sign. If we can manufacture that. Hard 4. Hard 10. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be hard. The way I shoot, this is better if we already had money out there on those numbers, because this I'm going to get a lot of those. Oh, yes, sir. There we go. Got the hard 6. Now at least we'll have some money out here. 105. Now, clock off. 5 in the profit box. All right. Box numbers are off. Let's see if I can go on a run here. There's the 8. Dang it. I wish that'd have been the second roll here. All right, just have to make it happen, right? That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do, Jacob. Just roll another one. And there it is. Hard 8. $5 more in the profit box. All right. That would be okay to hit some of them other numbers. Get some money rolling. There's the 6. We are nailing those. That's a good sign though. 426 there. That's all right. Let's hit some numbers. Let's go. 426 right back. Pretty nice. We're gonna get a press again. All right, that's 3. Now it'd be time to start getting some profit generated, right? Come out 7. Good time for it because we didn't have no losers then. This is a really nice time to have that come. See if we can dial that back in. There's a 3. Okay. And we do it again. Come on, get us a point. Yo, 11. So that's 7, 3, 11. Anytime here. Get us whole point. Rocking. And there's the 9. All right. Now we need some winners, right? We need to collect some money. Couple winners in a row here. And we got the 6, 3, 9. All right, we'll take that. It's 105 winner. We'll take it. Put this over here. 105 there. All right. A lot of point hits, so we got a lot of dead rolls. This has been a pretty decent length of roll. Hit a lot of 6 and 8s. There's the aces. A lot of 6s and 8s. Well, 3, I guess. 3 winner ones. Still, that's good for what we're doing. And the 7. Okay. These are all coming at the right time. Square pair, hard 8. Very nice. All right, let's go. Let's hit some winners. Come on, winner. 9, we'll take it. We like it. 105 right there. All right, we're playing with profit now. Everything's safe. So now let's just make out like a bandit. Get some. And there's the 10. Yes, sir. Very nice. All right, I'm gonna drop $3 for 150. I have 75 on those. It's a good sign right there. Let's do it again. Five, 3, 8. That's our point. We're going to press again. 105. Looking good. Now we just got to hit some winners. 6 on the come out. All right. Pop 3 more winners at least. Let's go. 4, that's one of them. We're going to drop $5 for 200. There's the pay. I'm going to swap that out. Very nice. Let's do it again. 5, there we go. 100, that's pretty good. We're going to make 140. Pretty good run going. And then out. Okay, we'll take that. It was all right. Pretty nice little run there. See where we ended up. That was 600 in black chips, so $700 in profit box money there. 1,600, so we got more than enough profit right there. 17, 18, 19, 10. Oh, wait, hold on. 1935. Not bad. We'll take it. Anyways, guys, hope you like this one. This is a pretty aggressive light side version. Use that 6 and 8 to power your other numbers. You got to play it bigger so you can really use it to do something. You know, you play it small. Now, again, you could scale this down and you could do a $30 6 and 8 at a $5 table, where, you know, you're just putting $5 out on them or something. If you're playing bubble craps or something like that, you could definitely scale it down. But at this level, it's very interesting to play this way. You get even a reasonably good roll, it's going to really blow up. So anyways, guys, thank you for your time. This is Jacob from Wedge Me This.